Hey guys, it's Mandy back again with a new video. That sounded like a rap, but I can't. Anyways, I'm very excited to do this video because I've gotten a lot of questions from the outside world, not YouTube world, but the real world that I live in on a daily basis, with people asking me how I've been able to work in my field for so long and how I started off at such a young age. So for those of you who haven't, check out my What Mask Do You Wear video. It's an interview that I did with a photographer I worked with named CJ Cromwell, and we just spoke about social mask, and I kind of did an intro letting you guys know a bit more about myself and what I do, and that is me being a youth worker. It's something that I've done for the past 7 years, and I'm 24, so if you guys are any good at numbers, you can tell that I started off at a really young age. And I want to share with you guys 5 very simple things that I kind of learned and I did to really help pave a way in my career, because it's something that I knew I always wanted to do. Being a youth worker, helping people, I just knew from day one that was where I was meant to be. So first thing that I learned was to take opportunities as they came. So I was very big on being involved in my school. Within high school, I was a part of empowerment student partnerships where we would go to different high schools and we did discussions about sex and drugs and just about life, being a teenager, and bullying. We did a lot of campaigns throughout my school. Amazing programs, and working in that program, we had a lot of opportunities to be involved in different jobs, summer jobs, youth leadership camps. I was a mentor for grade 9s at this camp called Camp Olympia. So all of these little jobs that I've worked, partnership with school boards and the Toronto Police, and those things are great to have on your resume, and it really helped build my resume as a youth worker. It really helped pave that base and that foundation for me to be like, hey guys, this is what I've done so far. So taking opportunities to come is such a big thing. There's lots going on in, I feel like, our city that we don't know about. For example, in high school, my last semester of grade 12, I joined something called iiam, which stands for the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. So I was actually able to get my first semester of college in high school. Big deal. Like, there's a lot of programs that maybe are not even advertised enough for people to know, but when you find them and when you see them and you know it's something that can take you somewhere, take it. That was number 1. Number two, I would say, is very important. As I got older and I started working a lot more serious jobs in my field, I was never hesitant to express to companies and agencies through interviews that I was willing to learn, because as much experience that I've gotten at a young age, my mind is still very fresh. It's ready to absorb knowledge from all of these different agencies, from all of these people who've worked in the field for 20 years. And I think letting it known that as much as you understand the basis of what the job requirements are, let people know that you're willing to learn their skills, because they want to see that you are able to absorb the skills that they are willing to teach you and see that you're going to implement them in the workplace. So always knowing that you're always learning. You're forever learning. It never stops. It never ever stops. I'm still learning so many things every day in my job. It doesn't matter how much experience I have. I'm still learning, and let your employers know that, and they will accept that, and I think they will really appreciate that too. Number 3 is do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy and what you're passionate about. There was a point where I was so stressed. I've always been working basically full-time throughout those 7 years and being in school part-time. So at one point I was like, I can't do this anymore. I want to go into fashion studies. So I left my program and I joined another college, and I took fashion studies for one semester, and then I woke up one morning and I was like, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life at all. And I know a lot of us, we have those experiences where we're in university or college for years, like 4 or 5 years, taking something that we're really not happy about. And I think for me, I'm glad that my experience was only 1 semester and not 4. But yeah, I just realized it wasn't for me. I was just like, I can't wake up for the rest of my life doing this. Like, I love fashion, I love all of that stuff, but I think that could be more of a hobby than what I want to do for a lifetime. So do what makes you happy, follow your passions, like invest in your passions. And I think going back into it after I left, I went like full throttle. I was like, hey, yeah, I'm not doing this. Full throttle, CYW, this is what I want to do. Number 4, be confident in yourself and always always try to be remembered. So I find myself, I'm someone who would say I'm very confident in what I do. I always put 110% when I'm in something, to be honest. I really want to be the best that I can be at everything that I do. So growing up, I was just always confident. I was always the person who would raise their hand in a crowd and volunteer for something. I was always the person to ask 1,000,001 questions, because if I don't know something, I need to ask. I need to find the answers somehow. So just be confident in yourself. Be confident in your future, in what you want to do, in your dreams, in your visions for yourself, in your future. Be confident in everything that you want to do, and do whatever it takes to go after it. Like, don't let nobody tell you you can't. Just go, 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 and don't stop. So be confident in yourself is number 4. Very simple, and I'm sure we know it can be hard sometimes. We doubt ourselves sometimes, but I think always reminding ourselves why we are doing what we want to do is a great thing. Just remind yourself, and the ending will be beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Number 5 is be willing to take risk. I find that it's a lot harder to take risk as an adult, because you grow up and you have real adult responsibilities, you have bills to pay, and sometimes risk can be very scary. And I think growing up and being a lot younger, it was so much easier, and maybe that's because I didn't have as many responsibilities as I do now. But taking risk can be such a great thing, because I've learned personally through working a job for a couple years, it got to a point where I just was not happy. I was not myself. I was not being challenged. I was not growing, and I just was not being my creative self, and I was so stuck and so frustrated, and I was beating myself up like, why am I here? I love the individuals that I worked with so much, but the environment wasn't conducive to what I was trying to be, what I was trying to grow into. So I had to make a big decision, and I quit my job. I got a part-time job, so I went from working a full-time job with benefits to working a part-time job with no benefits, and that is a big sacrifice as an adult to have. But it was a great transition. Like, it was hard at first. It was very, very hard. But it was something that I felt great about. As soon as I left that environment and I moved to something else, I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I just felt freer. And me taking that risk and believing that it would all work out, it opened so many other doors for me. And it opened me getting the job that I have now, where I'm in an environment where I can be creative, where I can grow, where I can use my creative mind all the time. So taking risk can be such a big thing. It's hard, it's very, very hard, but it's so rewarding at the end of it when you do it and you find yourself in a place of serenity, of bliss, of happiness. So it's a great thing. So I'm very happy to have made this video. It's something that's very, yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad that you guys are watching this. But please share stories of times where you have been afraid to take risks, or a time that you did and it worked out for you, or a time that it didn't, or just your story about where you are and what you want to do and how you go after the things that you want. So I just wanted to make this because, yeah, I wanted to share, and I hope that this could motivate you guys. Just 5 simple things that I've learned over the years to really pave a pathway for myself, and it hasn't been easy. I've had my definite road bumps, but at the end of the day, I know that everything will always work out the way that it's supposed to be. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye guys.